Welcome to El Alacana Crypto. Enjoy. Hey, this is Ever from El Alacana Crypto. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today I have a very special guest. Thank you for joining me again, Eric McHugh from SHOPX. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you so much for asking. It's the fall, but hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, Eric, introduce yourself. I know we interviewed you before, but it's been a while since we last chatted. Give everybody an idea of what you do and what you guys are about ShopX.
Sure. Nice to meet everyone. My name is Eric. I'm 30 years old. I'm blessed to be living in beautiful Southern California where it's nice and sunny. My hobbies are chess, Muay Thai, and hiking and meditation. Just got back from a meditation retreat. Would highly recommend. In terms of college, I went to school at the University of California, Irvine, got my business degree. And right after that, or during that time, I interned in Washington, D.C. on the Hill and in Barcelona as a project manager, which was a fun time. Right after that, my first job out of college was helping Snap Inc. with their ad algorithm. The main reason I chose that was because at that time, Snap's office was in Venice Beach, which was pretty cool. It was a great work environment. You could learn a lot. At that point, I decided to get a job as a restructuring consultant. What that means is when a Fortune 500 company goes bankrupt, they have a lot of debt they have to pay out to creditors, lawyers, consultants, and all that stuff. So we just help manage that debt. During that point in time, I was heavily getting into Bitcoin, reading the Bitcoin Standard, Cypher Dean, Andrea, Stefan Rivera, all of those guys. And if you know anything about Bitcoin, it doesn't really coincide with the rent-seeking behavior I saw with the consultant firm. So I quit that job and started going to cryptocurrency meetups in 2016 because that was a space I needed to work in. And the best way to do that is to network. That's where I originally met the original ShopX team. And the cool fact about ShopX is we actually minted our first NFT in 2017 before all the hype. So that's a pretty cool fact. And simultaneously, while running ShopX, I also launched a social commerce SaaS platform called CartRev. Essentially, that replaced affiliate codes. So imagine this, your brand, you upload your product to our software system, and then anyone on the software system, whether it be your customer or someone else's customer, can select your product and sell it through one singular link. So I could be selling a Nike shoe, a Reebok shirt. You could like both those products, purchase them directly through my link with one checkout, not multiple checkouts. You get the discount, I get the commission, brand gets a sale, everyone's happy. So at that peak, it had over 100 Shopify brands working with it. And a lot of that experience transferred over to ShopX. And so what ShopX is I want you to think of the Google or Apple of Web3. We're a suite of products where a brand can easily download a Shopify or WooCommerce app and then interact with a Web3 space. Long term, we're going to attach a ENFT to each individual SKU, but in the short term, the market says NFT loyalty programs are where it's at. So right now we're focused on Reserve X, which is a no-code e-commerce app for Shopify and WooCommerce where brands can launch an NFT collection in less than 5 minutes. So the way that works is you're a brand, you're on Shopify, you're on WooCommerce, you download the app, you purchase the correct amount of tokenized software license is also a ShopX first. Our token functions as a software license. I predict that'll be a thing in the future, but we'll see. You have both those criteria met. And then from directly within the app, within less than 5 minutes, you just fill out a couple forms and that deploys your NFT collection. It's so easy that my grandma was able to do it during QA.
Wow.
And then from there, your NFT collection is deployed. You can add e-commerce benefits to that collection. Then your customers can mint the NFT collection, or they can mint the NFT with whatever e-commerce benefits you so choose. And they can mint that in credit card or MetaMask, just because I think we're all trying to drive that Web3 mass adoption.
Yeah. So what do you think? Speaking of MetaMask, what do you think about the recent um issue they had with Apple? Like I know just like yesterday they announced that MetaMask is not on Apple. So what's your opinion on that?
I'm not a fan. Apple does what Apple does, though. Can't
Yeah,
really do much about that.
I get you.
I'm not a big fan of obviously Apple removing the MetaMask app. Like who knows what reasons they have or what actual reasons happen, but either way, they're removed and we just have to move forward.
Yeah. And what do you say is the biggest strength of ShopX? Like, what's the biggest strength it has over everyone else?
First and foremost, I would say that our community is a pretty big driver. So the way ShopX works is we have another uh, we have another product called SquadX, and that's our ambassador program. So when ShopX earns revenue, we actually pay them out in ETH from that revenue. So think the Twitter ad program, how they pay from ads, we do that with that's Web2. We do Web3 directly with Ethereum to your MetaMask. So let's say a customer mints one pass for $100. The brand has control over 95% of that Ethereum. So if they want to do a multi-split, like send it to two different wallets, let's say they're working with an influencer or an agency, they have control over 95% of that. ShopX earns its revenue from that 5%. And half of that, so 2.5, we pool and we send out to our SquadX members. So whenever like ShopX closes a big business deal or we get more mints, our SquadX members are actually getting paid out in ETH. So at ShopX, we definitely value our community. And in the long run, this will create an upward spiral. Imagine this. ShopX is signing more brands, SquadX members are getting more paid and more ETH. They're posting more about that. ShopX is more hype, ShopX is more brands because of that. And yeah, it's obviously a good thing. Other than that, I would say our biggest strength, and this is arguably the most important, is the simplicity of our app. We realize we can't drive Web3 mass adoption if crypto is too complicated. So from the brand side, you really need no code knowledge to do it. All you have to do is when deploying a smart contract, rather than pay 20 grand to a developer to get that whole done, all you need to do is fill out two forms, and they're just as simple as like a title, a description, how many NFTs you want minted, the price per wallet, and then wherever you want the wallet to go. And then from there, directly within the app, since we link to your Shopify store to add e-commerce benefits, all you have to do is click select products, and then all your products are already linked, and you check which ones you want to be added to the NFT, and you can always add or take away products at your leisure.
Nice. And for SquadX, like, can anyone invest, or is there a certain like limit, or is it like you said, like, is it like like everyday person could join squad for the investing, or is it for just like it has to be a specific amount of like Ethereum or something?
So the way SquadX works is we pay our ambassadors in Ethereum specifically for helping our ecosystem grow. And do you remember when I mentioned our tokenized software license?
Yeah, I think yeah.
So the ShopX token is a tokenized software license. So if you're a brand trying to use ReserveX, you have to have a certain amount of the license depending on what workload you have. Like if it's a custom build, it's obviously more. So that'll get you access to the ReserveX side of the product. If you, let's say, Avar, you wanted to join SquadX, you'd have to purchase a tokenized software license from authorized reseller like Uniswap or something. And then from there, you would stake the tokenized software licenses within the SquadX protocol. And then you would help our ecosystem grow. And the payout is a determined amount, determined based on the percentage of the total pool you have. So let's say at the time of mint, you own 1/100th of the total SquadX licenses staked, you would get 1% of the payout. So obviously, the more mints we have, the more members we have, the more diluted it grows. But again, it's Ethereum getting paid for helping the ecosystem grow.
And I think you mentioned some names about brands. Like what brands have you worked with, or what brands are you planning to work with in the future? I don't know if you could tell me some of them because it's probably top secret, but like some of the ones you want to work with, or like the ones you're currently working with now that people could like they go on there like, okay, this brand's on here. Or I want, this brand might be on here in the future. Like what brands do you work with?
Sure. I'll give you three examples. I'll give you the enterprise, the mid-level, and the startup model, just because I think that covers a lot of the bases. For the enterprise, that's low-key one of my favorites. But have you heard the show Rick and Morty?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's not Rick and Morty, but it's another Fox property. So Dan Harmon, the creator of Rick and Morty, he just launched a show called Capopolis. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, it's on Fox.
Yeah,
And
so
yeah.
their show, they have a crap chicken NFT, and they're using ShopX token gating technology to help drive community within their crap chicken holders. So me personally, I'm a crap chicken holder, and I get cool benefits because I actually own the NFT. It's a funny show. I highly recommend that out. We're also working with the Mass Singer on a similar basis, but again, I've actually watched Capopolis, so I'm a bigger fan of that. So I'd say our enterprise brand is Fox Capopolis. We were going to work with Impact Wrestling, and I know your wrestling pets. I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
We had got the PR, we had the plan set up. The only reason that didn't go through is customer feedback on the NFT launch, which is totally understandable. If you see their post, they just got ratioed pretty hard. So when the
Yeah.
market turns around, we do plan to work with them again. So I would say those are our two largest brands. We're also in talks with KPMG and Deloitte as potential integration partners on the enterprise level. But I can't give too much details about that. But the reason it's just in the talking phase is because if you know anything about enterprise brands, there's plenty of checks and balances. You have to jump through many hoops to get that going. But we figure if we can work with a big consulting firm like that, and we're already talking to them, like that can really move the ball forward with them. In terms of mid-level, I would say the Mag Park is our best bet. Mickey is a cool guy in LA, and they're actually our flagship launch. They're like a hyper hat store, shoe store, so they sell all things cool like that. So if you want like a fitted hat that I guess has a lot of high points, you would go there. So their big issue is being the product they are, being popular and all that. Whenever they launch a new release, like a limited collection, like hat or sneakers, I'm sure you're aware that bots and stuff would instantly clear out the revenue and
Yeah.
then sell the product for like 10x on the secondary market. Therefore, the actual fan of the customer or the actual customer doesn't get it. He just can't buy the hat because the bought the inventory in less than a second. So what he does is he launched a gold, silver, and bronze style pass, like Pink Mocha World Famous, and I forget the other name, but gold, silver, bronze style, where the pink Mocha holders, they get early access to all the hats, they get exclusive access to products, and all that cool stuff. And the reason I do love this launch is because with the Mag Parks launch specifically, over 50% of these users were 100% brand new to crypto, meaning they didn't have Coinbase, they didn't have MetaMask,
Wow.
but because the initial product you purchased the pass for 0.75 ETH, which is no small fee. I mean, at the time it was like around $1,000. You get a hat with that. But they wanted the hat, they supported the brand, so they actually learned how to download a MetaMask, how to get Ethereum in the MetaMask, and then to purchase the NFT from that. And for ShopX has a learning experience because, as you're aware, Coinbase takes some time to get ETH after you first
Yeah.
purchase it. So from there, we integrate with Crossman, meaning now you can purchase the Ethereum directly with a credit card. And I would say our third example is a startup, and this one's particularly special to me because it's this one is he's a dog on Instagram. I don't know if you like dogs, but he's a husky, which is actually pretty adorable. Husky Jackson.
Yeah, my parents have a Great Pyrenees. It's like the related to the husky, but it's like huge. It's like
Oh
a
shit,
bigger, like it's bigger than a husky. Yeah, those are nice.
it sheds, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so he launched his NFT pass prior to the release of the product to his community. So he was able to actually use the NFT creation to gain some funds, to gain some proof of concept, and then create the product and token that for his community. So as a startup, if you're looking for initial capital and initial proof of concept, this is a cool model for you because again, it's a pretty much a risk-free service. I mean, the service stuff is free. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. And you said there's like a learning experience on ShopX. So like for like someone that's new, obviously like I've been learning for a few years, but like people that are first, like you said, the first time people, do you have that on the ShopX website where they could like know what Ethereum is, what a what gas is, things like that, or is it more like they should like just do their own research, like KY, yeah, KY, do your own research.
Uh, First off, you should always do your own research,
Yeah,
whether
definitely.
the case it is. But in terms of ShopX, we're simply a platform for the brand to connect with the customers. So we have all the help docs. Like for example, we have like a everything about Web3, how to use Reserve X, like list of frequently asked questions, like list of definitions, like what is gas is obviously one of theirs. What is Ethereum? How do you get this? We have some videos out. So if a customer does gas, we're happy to help. But what we usually do is we send that packet of material to the brands, and they usually want to because it's all ShopX brand. They usually want to brand it themselves and repurpose that help documents and give it to their team to help their customers. Because in the end, we're working at the brand and the brand is working at the customer. So it's their responsibility, but we're happy to help out.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good. And so what is the biggest challenges you're facing today? Like, what's the biggest challenge? I think I think you mentioned it like about how the government it's like with the ETFs and all that. So what do you feel is like the biggest challenge for you guys at the moment? Like, is it the federal government? Is it just like you said with backlash with Impact Wrestling? I'm actually gonna go to Impact Wrestling. I'm gonna go to Bound for Glory. But like, what do you think it is? It's more like people are not educated on what it is, or there is more about like other things like that. Like it could be like the federal government or whatever.
I would say the federal government is kind of a non-factor. It's not like a non-factor. I'd say the overall general market sentiment is the biggest challenge right now because I'm sure you're aware we've been in a bear market for quite a bit.
Yeah,
So I think we're both pretty hyped on crypto, but the average customer, like after FTX, after everything that's been going on, they're like, oh, what is a scam? So, like with Impact Wrestling and plenty of other brands, we've been talking to internally some major ones. They're excited and they're like, oh, our internal team is excited and we're ready to go as soon as the market turns around because of the overall negative connotation
yeah,
with NFTs. So to help solve that, we're working on partnership deals, meaning we're just working with brands, getting them ready for when the market turns around. Who knows? An ETF may come and that may help with that, not financial advice. But in the meantime, we're just laying down the groundwork, making things as easy as possible. So when the market does turn around, we're ready to go. Because in the end, the brand cares about their customer. So that's where we're at.
yeah. So when do you think, like, just in your opinion, because you've been in crypto for a while, right? You've been doing it for about how long? You said like 6 years or something?
First interaction 2014.
So
Obviously, I
almost
didn't
10.
obviously I didn't keep the Bitcoin. I wish I did.
Yeah, I know,
But
right? I had
yeah,
some in 2009. I'm kind of,
yeah, a little
I know, right? It's
I
like,
mean, we'll make it back,
yeah,
but
welcome back.
we should get that. I
So
took the
from,
deep dive in 2016. I mean, to be honest, it looks like again, not financial advice. No one knows what's happening, but seems
yeah,
to be following the typical halving cycle. So we make crap for a bit, and then eventually off to new all-time highs, or not. Again, can't give financial advice.
yeah, definitely. No, I definitely get that. So, well, I think I asked this, but like, where do you guys see yourself in the next year to the next 3 years, like 3 years tops? Like, do you have what's your game plan for the next 3 years, or um, where do you guys want to go? Like, are you guys only in the U.S. right now? Are you guys also international, or like,
So in terms of team placement, we have a couple people in Miami, a couple people in California, a couple members in Europe and Korea. However, we do outsource a lot of dev work, so it's not uncommon for like we're working like for example the WooCommerce product. We had one of our lead techs kind of assist a third party team to build the software. So that's really common. In terms of long-term vision, I see ShopX NFTs being 80% of the total NFTs, or that's our big grand goal. And that's entirely possible in the sense that, like, if we were to sign like a Nike there to
mm,
attach a NFT to each individual product, think how many products they have. So that's well
yeah,
within reach. Within 1 to 3 years, we want to focus on ReserveX as much as possible, just because that's what the market is asking for, and sign major brands to ReserveX and just get as many people in the space utilizing that. Just because ReserveX is like, for example, if you're on Shopify, you can launch a NFT pass in the next 10 minutes. Versus if you're just say if you're a brand trying to attach a NFT to each individual product, there is some like there's a lot of work that has to be done on the back end. Like you can't just well, you theoretically you could attach it upon purchase. That's not efficient gas wise. So you want to do it prior to the production of the product.
okay, that makes sense. So yeah, so like you already said like Europe and Korea. Where else would you guys want to go to? Like what other countries have you guys like what's your like okay, these three countries right here are like the ones I want to definitely be in because it's I know some countries are like mostly a lot in Asia and Latin America are like really hot with crypto. Even now, like even with Salvador and all that, and other countries are probably gonna adopt it too, not financial advice, right?
Yeah.
Like what's the three countries you're like I'm excited for. Like if they want us, we'll go there like right away.
To be honest, I don't see any of us moving based on that. I feel like we move based on living reasons. But
Yeah.
for me personally, I like Dubai. I like Korea. I don't like China. And honestly, Portugal, just because I like Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because I know like a lot of countries are going towards like the central digital bank currency. You think that's gonna like affect you guys in the future by like I know some countries are trying to already have it by next year. Do you think that'll affect ShopX at all? Like that kind of
Uh, CBDC, I think about ShopX is it's merely a bridge for Web2 brands
Mhm.
to onboard to Web3 and launch NFTs. Like an ENFT is a ShopX exclusive, where the NFT with e-commerce value versus the NFT with actual hype. So the value from the ShopX NFT comes from whatever e-commerce value they're adding to the NFT, not so much like hype cycles and regular crypto stuff. So in terms where ShopX is pretty well insulated against normal swings of the market, or like the NFT, for example, it's a bear market, it's a bull market.
yeah.
Customers buys NFT to get ahead. Like You get the hat and bear, you get the hat and bull. It's really up to you. As a matter of fact, we tell our brands it's better to launch NFT now just because ETH is cheaper. Imagine, like, for example, Mickey, he launched his collection, got over 100, something like 130 ETH.
Well,
So he's like, imagine that like 10 years from now. It's
oh
obviously a
wow.
good play. Yeah. So in terms of CBDC, I don't like that technology at all. I
Yeah.
don't trust the people running it. I view it as a system of control and I expect them to try to push it. But again, SHOPX is relatively unrelated because
Yeah.
let's say hypothetically it does happen. And again, well, the choice, but if it's based on Ethereum, obviously it's just another payment method. And since we already accept credit card, which is also cancelable, they could theoretically purchase a ENFT with whatever CBDC they have. Although I want to make my point clear is I'm not a fan.
I guess makes sense. And let me see. I think I already asked this question, but like, what exciting new things are coming out for you guys? And I don't know. I think I already asked that question, but like, any other like projects you're working on? I think you said Reserve X, Squad X. Any other things you're working on, or like your company wants to work on? I think I already asked that question, but I want to make sure.
So ReserveX, SquadX, SourceX is the enterprise solution, which is attaching ENFT to each individual product. So we've been working on the background that's already specced out. We started some development, but again, market conditions point us towards ReserveX, so we want to focus on that. I'm personally excited to see if KPMG or Deloitte lead anywhere, just because everyone sees Web3 as a future, and if we can position ourselves just right for the bear market, I think we're in a great spot, which we have. So I'm excited. I'm just excited for the overall future.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because I know they have a lot of crypto, both of them. I think I saw them on a report where they both had like a lot of crypto and on their whatever it's called on their board or something.
Yeah,
So it's pretty exciting.
I didn't see that, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I get you. And so I know I said what's your favorite thing? What's your least favorite thing? Like what would you guys like? What's your least favorite thing about like anything going on with the market and stuff besides the bear market? Like what's the hardest thing for you or the
I
hard
actually I actually don't mind the bear market
you
just
wanna
because gas is cheaper. Like in terms of testing, it's much easier. Like for example, testing out a product. Imagine like testing out like ReserveX minting features when gas is like $2,000. It's also kind of stupid.
yeah.
But so I don't mind the bear market at all. It's actually easier to establish yourself as a leader just because a lot of companies unfortunately are failing. So the
Yeah.
ones that survive do tend to do pretty well in the bull. So that was an opportunity. I would say my least favorite part about crypto in general is just the overall tribalism. It's like, can't everyone just get along? The cringe factor is a bit high too. For
Yeah.
example, like when you're talking to like a Web2 brand, they mention like Bored Apes or just they go on Twitter and like, what is the? It's
Yeah.
funny, but they're all just like, okay, what is this? And you're just like, just gotta ignore it.
I get you. Yeah, I could see that. I know because I know a lot of there's other like now like there's like a Web3 version of like Uber. There's like Web3 version of like Google Maps and all that. So
Oh yeah,
it's definitely
actually,
going
yeah.
towards that direction.
The Web3 version of Uber is we're actually friends with them.
Oh
It's
yeah.
called Drive.
Yeah.
For Docious Smart, we had a space, like we had a dual space with ShopX and Drive like a couple weeks ago.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, Drive is a cool project. Definitely recommend you check them out. Ferdocia's a baller. She's a smart lady, and that project is in good hands. So again, also a cool project. I think they share their revenue with their Uber drivers or the community or something along that line.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
That's really
sharing is
cool.
caring.
Yeah, sure, that's great. Yeah, because I definitely see like Web3 just being like the web, because it used to be Web 1 and then now it's Web 2 at the moment, Google and all that, and then Web 3 is definitely the next, it is the thing coming up.
But I can give a brief analogy on the differences of the web if you like.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because I know a lot of people don't know what like the difference is really.
So I would say Web 1 is read only, meaning if you're on Web 1, you just read content that is posted on the internet. Web 2 is read and write, meaning
Mm,
any of us could read content on the internet. We could also write or create our own. So, for example, on Instagram, we can read people's content, but we can also view people's content. Like, for example, this podcast, you guys can create your own podcast or you can watch this podcast, but you can't own, meaning Instagram could cancel us at any moment, Facebook, and they are. So, there's that. A Web3 is read, write, and own. So, in
mm,
Web3, anyone can read content. They can create their own content in the form of NFTs. But the thing is, you also own the content. Like, can you cancel someone's NFT collection? don't think so.
No.
So those are the differences between, and those are the simplified differences between the webs. And I think we're in a place where we kind of need Web3 in the sense because you've seen people just get canceled for like no reason.
Oh yeah, it'd be
And
like
that's
the
a
littlest thing, and they're like, "Sorry, you don't exist anymore, but you're still alive. You know, you're still a person."
and
You know.
and the unfortunate part is that they can always backtrack. So it's
Mm.
like, for example, like let's say we play this podcast in 10 years, you calling me a man is inappropriate for some reason. They could cancel you for that.
Wow.
What's even scarier is, or not scary, but like deepfake AI technology, they're maybe able to mimic us. So that's why I think uncancellation is super important and it's something we need.
Yeah, definitely. Like if I got this logo in the background and just like this is a
Yeah.
NFT, you know, like no one can take it from me because it's my NFT, you know. But like,
Yeah,
yeah, I get you. Yeah, because a lot of people don't know the real difference. And then there's also like DAOs and there's other things too. Like there's so much different technologies.
all these technologies, ShopX included, they all have to run in the background
Mm.
without the end user knowing that they're using it. So for Web3 to be successful, and I think we are in there, my mom has to be able to purchase a NFT for Lululemon and redeem it for a jogger, all without knowing she is purchasing NFT. Like we can't send a grandma to like MetaMask.
Yeah,
It's a tall order.
yeah, I get you. And then you said right. So with ShopX, you guys accept credit card. You guys well MetaMask so if it's like not through Apple. And what other methods you said? I think you mentioned a couple other ones. Credit card
So
and MetaMask and
if you're a customer trying to purchase a ShopX NFT, you can purchase the NFT in Ethereum with
mm,
either MetaMask, Coinbase Wallet, or Trust Wallet.
okay.
Or if you integrate with Crossman, meaning you could just purchase the Ethereum, the NFT directly with a credit card. What's happening in the background is you're technically buying ETH with credit card, and Crossman is sending that to the brand. But again, you just see you're buying the NFT with credit card.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, like you said, it was like if it's an easy process, it's more easier for people to like get into the space. Because if it's like really hard, I know like some people like when they get like a Coinbase account or whatever, it's like you gotta go through all these hoops, and then and then somebody like what, no, I'm not gonna bother with this. But you guys make it simple, so it's like it's easy to do, and then it's easy, like you said, and you said your grandmother got into it too, so
Yeah,
that's what you want, because the easier it is, the more people will be in, Web3 space and ShopX.
yeah, agreed. Keep it simple. I think Michael Scott or Wayne Gretzky said that.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it simple, simpleton or something.
Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, this is very enlightening. I'm glad you joined me today. Any other things you want to say about ShopX? Anything like your social medias or anything else coming out? Like so we could like I'll put the links in the bio, so they could reach out to you, or if they have any questions for you directly about ShopX, how would they reach you? Like how would they be able to like or just like sign up, or something?
Yeah, the best place if you want to learn more about ShopX, the best place will be the website. The second best place would be the Twitter account, and our Discord is in the bio of the Twitter account. Of course, if you have any questions, you can just tag ShopX and someone from our team will answer it. And yeah, we're always here to help. If you want to earn ambassador or you want to earn Ethereum as an ambassador, I would check out the Squad X program. So as we get more and more brands, you'll earn more and more ETH, which is pretty cool. And yeah, just website and Twitter.
Okay, perfect. Well, oh, there we go. Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Eric. And I'll definitely, be excited to see what future projects come out with, especially with wrestling. If it's wrestling, you let me know. I'll be in
Yeah,
there for sure. I'll get an NFT of Mickey James or whoever. That'll be
that
all me.
the Impact Wrestling. So they were it was supposed to be Santino and Mickey.
Oh, okay. See, I'll totally get those.
So
That'll be,
those are the two, and part of their thing. So what it was going to be, and
yeah.
they may do in the future, they may not, was you purchase an NFT, you get like an autograph thing, and within the Discord you get a chance to, so you can token gate section of the Discord. You'd been able to meet the wrestler, so that's the angle they're
Oh,
going.
yeah.
And we
I'm actually
suspect,
gonna.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
other
actually
sports.
gonna meet the wrestlers too. I'm like, it's easier
Oh
than just
no,
getting their autograph. You could actually literally have the NFT. You're like, oh, here we go.
yeah, exactly. And if they wanted to, they could have cut Mickey James and the like wallet split, so that would incentivize her to promote that more. But again, all feature ducks.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you again so much for joining me, and think this is great, and then thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It was a great time.
Thank you so much. All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us in this episode of Alacana Crypto. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Bye.